are finishing out chapter 6, and we're doing a couple of things, graphing linear inequalities and systems of linear inequalities, and we are solving systems of equations with 3 variables. And I didn't really have an idea for this video, so I've asked my 7th grade class in January 2021 to help me out with some challenges. So they wrote down some challenges, I typed them out, I threw them in a container. I'm just going to grab out one of the papers, and that will help me decide how to solve these problems. This says, do a handstand at random points. Well, okay. Let me do another one for this problem here. This says, do a problem blindfolded. Okay. Use for blind. I will just use a mask. So the problem that I'm solving right here, I'm going to graph this inequality, and it's 3x plus 4y is less than 8. And I'm going to first isolate the y, and then we're going to try this. I don't know. I'll at least do the isolating y. Okay, I got to remember where things are, and I'm just going to use this mask. Okay, so I can't see through it at all. Okay, so all right. Okay, so here I go. Should I spin? So I'm not going to spin. It's been decided. Okay, so here we go. All right, 3x plus 4y is less than 8. All right, so forward. All right, so we're going to subtract this 3x, and we're going to subtract that on both sides. So 4y is less than 8 minus 3x. And then we need to divide everything by 4. Okay, and then I'm going to switch those around. I'm going to go y is less than negative 3/4 x, and then the 8 divided by 4 is 2. How does it look? Ooh! That's actually not horrible. But here's my inequality that I'm going to graph. Y is less than negative 3/4 x plus 2. That's actually pretty good. I'm actually pleasantly surprised with that. Okay, so I guess I'll pick a new challenge for graphing. Solve an equation standing on 1 foot, no support. Ooh, except you can't tell. I'm gonna turn the camera around so you can see that I'm not cheating. Okay, so this is, you can't see that I'm standing on my foot. Okay, so this is my inequality. Y is less than negative 3/4 x plus 2, right? Okay, so we're gonna graph y equals negative 3/4 x plus 2, and then we'll put in this less than piece. Okay, so I'm going to graph this. My y-intercept, my b is 2. Oh, you can't see. Okay, I'm still standing on 1 foot. My y-intercept is 2, and then my slope is negative 3/4. So So that means I'm gonna go down 3 to the right 4. Down 3 to, oh, you can't see, I'm not cheating. Down 3 to the right 4. Down 3 to the right 4. Up 3 to the left 4. Up 3 to the left 4. Okay, it's less than, not less than or equal to. So if it's less than or greater than, it's a dotted line. If it would have been less than or equal to, then it would be a solid line. Okay? So if there's an equal to part, then it's a solid line. If it's just less than or just greater than, then it's a dotted line. Okay? And then it's less than. So if it's less than, we shade below the graph. So everything, every point within here makes this true. So if we plug in the point 0, 0 into this right here, 0, 0 is 0 less than -3/4 times 0 plus 2. Is 0 less than 2? Yes, it is. Okay, so that makes it correct. All right, I think I did it. Have Mr. Wagner solve the problem instead. Okay, but I think we should give him a challenge too. Hi, Mr. Wagner.
Hello.
My challenge was to have you solve my problem instead. But I think then you need to have a challenge as well. So I'm gonna pick one out here. Here's
Okay.
your challenge.
Solve an equation, but the words are in reverse order. Dislike. That means like this. Okay. Solve an equation, but the words are in reverse order. KO. I'm gonna Y self by it get. X8 minus. (10 plus -8x is less than or equal to y4. Now we'll defor each side by vide. Greater than or equal to y is 5/2 plus -2x. This one now. 3 minus, 3 minus. Y6 negative greater than 9. -6 divide, -6 divide, by. Ooh, symbol to flip. Less than y is 3/2 negative. And there we have there.
All right, another challenge. This one has a name, Mathopoly. Get out of challenge for free. Get out of challenge for free card. Can skip a challenge. I might use this later. All right. All right, next. This one also has a name. Song stuck in head. Explain and solve problem, but explain in the tune of Old MacDonald Had a Farm. Oh my, I might have to use this one. MacDonald Had a Farm. Why isn't it where he had a little land? Easier. MacDonald Remember, I'm not a singer. Okay. Okay. We're gonna solve systems of inequalities. Yes, we will right now. And in these inequalities, we will graph, not solve. We will graph right now with a dot right here and a dot right there. Here a dot, there a dot, everywhere a dot, dot. That is how you graph that line. And then we're gonna connect the dots. Whew. Okay. Well, I'm gonna keep singing. Now we're gonna shade this one. It is greater than or equal to, so we will shade above the line with a shade right here and a shade right there, here, shade there, shade everywhere, shade, shade. That is how you shade that space. And now we'll move on to the other one. And now we have to graph this one too. Yes, we do right now. Gonna graph the line first. And that is right here. And it's less than, so it's just dots. So we'll just put dots. Dashes, or however you want to call that line, dash line or dotted line. Now we're going to shade it underneath because it's less than, yeah. So we'll shade it underneath, and there we go. There's a lovely green and red space, and that's the solution, that gross green and red space. So we'll darken that spot. And that's our answer, that's our solution. This space right here is the solution to that system of inequalities. Isn't that lovely? It is gross. But now any point in that area is true, makes this true. The last thing we're going to do is solving systems of equations with 3 variables. So we have x's, y's, and z's. Okay, and I'm going to see what my challenge is. This one has a name. It says quarantine. Draw a box and then solve the equation, but if the marker goes out of the box, you lose. Not too big a box allowed. I have to use my Mathopoly. This is a big problem. Okay. Well, I'm gonna make my box. Yikes. Okay. So the first thing we need to do is we need to just kind of look over the equations and see if we can formulate a plan. If you look over here, this one only has one variable. So the first step we could do is probably just solve for that variable, and then we could plug the x in. If you look here, if we plug the x in here, then we can already solve for the y. And then if we have the x and the y, we can plug them back in here and then solve for the z. So this is a nice little beginner problem. Okay, so let's look at this. So we'll try this. So step 1, I'm just going to solve for the x. So I'm just going to divide by 3, and I get x equals 6. So I've got one of my variables already solved. So that's fantastic. Okay, so now we said the next thing is, since this one only has 2 variables, let's plug the 6 in for the x here. So that's my step 2. I'm going to put the 6 instead of that x plus 6y equals 60. So I'm going to have 24 plus 6y equals 60. Subtract by 24. Luckily, this is a beginner problem. I hope I can stay inside. By the 6, I get y equals 6. All right, so now I've solved for 2 variables. Let's look at my, my third step here. Now if I plug in 6 for the x and 6 for the y, we can go 4 times, in the top one, so that we can solve for z. I'm going to go 4 times 6 plus 6 times 6 plus 5z equals 70. So I've got 24 plus 36 plus 5z equals 70. I might actually make it inside this space. So we've got 60 plus 5z equals 70. If I subtract my 60, that's a lovely 60, I get 5z equals 10. So then we get z equals 2. Okay, so then I can write my answer. That's the bell, believe it or not. Now I'm going to write my answer as an ordered triple, or triplet, or whatever. So 6, and then 6, and then 2. And then we always want to check our answer to see if it works. So if I put 6 and 6 and 2 up here, we've got 4 times 6, which is 24, plus 36, plus 10, that does equal 70. 4 times 6, 24 plus 36, it does equal 60, and 3 times 6 does equal 18. So we got this right, and look at this. I'm within my box. So that one was a little bit too easy, so I'm just gonna do one more, and I'm gonna speed through it just for, you know, so you don't have to watch a super long video. But I gotta do a challenge. So, it says solve the problem with no thumbs. Tape your thumbs to your hands. Okay, give me a second. Okay, so I have tape. I'm taping my thumbs to my hands so that I don't cheat. Okay, how do I tape this thumb to this hand? No thumb on this one. That's gonna be a challenge in itself. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Thumbs are taped to my hands. I cannot use my thumbs. All right, so we're just gonna see what happens here. I'm gonna kind of speed through it though. I'm just gonna kind of talk through it, and then I'll speed through the steps. Oh, I can't use my thumbs, so how do I get this out? Uh-oh, I should have taken the marker caps off first. Okay, should this work? Okay, so, there we go. So, if you look at this, what we need to figure out, since we don't have one variable by itself, and we don't have like an equation with just 2 variables, we're gonna have to eliminate the same variable from 2 different sets of 2 equations. Okay, so we could eliminate the y's right away, or we can eliminate the z's, or we can eliminate the x's. It doesn't really matter. I think we should eliminate the y's. Okay, so my step 1 is going to be, we're going to add a and b together. Okay, so I'm going to add those 2 together. So I get 2x plus 2z equals 2. Okay, I'm doing my best here. Okay, not using any thumbs. This is really awkward. Okay, so this is a new equation. All right. So now let's look at another place where we can eliminate eliminate the y's. Okay, and so for my step 2, I'm going to use a different colored marker. Ooh, this one already has the cap off. So, oh my, okay, so my step 2, I'm going to eliminate the y's. I'm going to use a and c, but if you look, we've got 2 y's and a negative y here. So I'm going to have to multiply the top equation, the a, by 2, and then subtract the c. So I'm going to go 2a minus c. So if I multiply the top equation by 2, because that way we're going to eliminate the y's, I'm going to get 2x minus 2y plus 2z equals negative 2. Okay, and now I'm going to put c below it. So 4x, all right, 2a plus c. I didn't mean 2a minus c. So now I'm going to take this c and just place it below it. So 2x plus 2y plus z equals 8. I'm trying really hard to write nicely here, guys. Okay, so we get 6x, and then my y's go away, plus 3z equals 6. So now I have this equation and this equation. Okay? So now we're going to use those 2 equations just like we did at the beginning of chapter 6. Except I can't use my thumbs and the marker cap. Okay, I'll just step on it to get it off. Oh. Okay. All right, got it. Okay. All right, so now my step 3. I have to figure out how to eliminate a variable from step 1 and step 2 so that I'm left with just one variable. So I think it's easiest to eliminate the x's. Okay, so if you look here, I've got 2 x's and 6 x's. So I'm going to multiply the top one by negative 3. So I'm going to multiply 3 by the times the step 1. Okay, so I'm going to take negative 3 times step 1, and then I'm going to add that to step 2. Okay, you guys can read that very well too. Okay, so I'm going to take negative 3. I'm going to flip this marker over, I think it'll be easier. Okay, so I'm going to take negative 3 times the step 1, so 2x plus 2z equals 2. Okay, so that's going to be negative 6x minus 6z equals negative 6. And then I'm just going to add that to the step 2. And my step 2 was 6x plus 3z equals 6. So now these go away. I get negative 3z equals 0. So z equals 0. Okay, so we have one variable. I'm going to go back, grab another marker. Now my step 4 is I'm going to plug 0 in for z in one of these 2 equations. So like if I use step 1 and I plug 0 in for z, I've got 2x plus 2 times 0 equals 2. So 2x equals 2, and so then x equals 1, right? So now I already have 2 variables. Now I just have to find the y. So I'm just going to go back to one of the original problems. Okay, I don't know, let's just use in B, and let's plug in z. Let's plug in 0 for z. My tape is falling off, but I promise I'm not using my thumbs. Put in 1 for x and a 0 for z to solve for y. So we go x, which is 1, plus y, we don't know that yet, plus z, which is 0, equals 3. So that means 1 plus y equals 3, and y equals 2. Okay, and so that means my ordered triple is 1, 2, 0. And if we check it, 1 minus 2 is negative 1, plus 0 is negative 1 in the first one. If I plug this in here, 1 plus 2 plus 0 is 3, so it works in B. And 4 times 1 is 4, 2 times 2 is 4. So 4 plus 4 plus 0 is 8, so we got it right. Yay, no thumbs. All right, thanks for giving me all these challenges, guys. I did my best. All right, have a good day. See you later.